Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back for another episode of the Adam C. Moreno Show. Guys, somebody needs to come and get Elizabeth Warren because she is out here making a complete fool of herself on live TV. Except this time, guess who she is alongside? Zohran Mamdani, who she is touting as the future of the Democratic Party. I am not kidding. And at the same exact time, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., HHS Secretary, is now officially taking action to fully banning food stamps from being used to buy soda. This is nuts. And there's a couple more things I want us to talk about, but I do want us to start here with our HHS Sec on this incredibly important topic. So check this out. Also, if you like having conversations like this, please consider liking and subscribing. It really does mean the world. Okay, check this out.
SNAP, SNAP, we're spending $405 million a day on SNAP. And about 10% is going to sugary drinks. And between, and if you add candies to that, it's about 13 to 17%. And we all believe in free choice. We live in a democracy. People can make their own choice about what they're going to buy and what they're not going to buy. If you want to buy a sugary soda, you ought to be able to do that. But the U.S. taxpayer should not pay for it. The U.S. taxpayer should not be paying to feed kids foods, the poorest kids in our country, with foods that are going to give them diabetes. And then my agency ends up through Medicaid and Medicare paying for those injuries. So we're going to put an end to that.
There we go. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying that we are going to put an end to that. I love this so much. All right. So RFK Jr. just said something that I've actually said on this show multiple times. Like, this isn't just about cutting soda. All right. It's not just about cutting candy, because when you zoom out far enough, it's about ending the cycle that is funding the disaster that puts crutches on our health. Because if SNAP is used to feed people poorly, right, because the food that they're consuming is not nutritious, it is not nourishing to them. If it's used to feed them poorly, and then Medicaid is then used to treat the sickness, not only is the burden ultimately on the taxpayer, people will have these health burdens now. So any way you slice it, this is a problem that desperately needs to be fixed. And I do think this is a solution. All right. Is it a perfect solution? You tell me. Here is Ag Secretary Rollins talking about the same issue. Check this out.
Creatively about how to solve the many health issues facing Americans. One way is by not allowing taxpayer-funded benefits to be used to purchase unhealthy items like soda, candy, and other junk food. The number one purchase by SNAP recipients is sugary drinks. SNAP is a supplemental nutrition program meant to provide health food benefits to low-income families to supplement their grocery budget so they can afford the nutritious food essential to health and well-being. That is the stated purpose of the SNAP program. The law states it, and President Trump's USDA plans to deliver on it alongside our partners at HHS. So today, I'm proud to sign 6 more waivers for Florida, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Colorado. This is in addition to the...
My goodness, the number one purchase on SNAP is sugary drinks. That is insane. What a good day to be Florida, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Texas, and Louisiana, and Colorado. We love to see it. Give me a shout out if you're in one of those states. All right. I love it. Now, here is Elizabeth Warren crashing out hard on CNBC right next to Zohran Mamdani, saying that he is essentially the future of the Democratic Party, which, if you ask me, is a genuine nightmare. Look at this.
When someone stands up and says, I will lead this city by making it more affordable, and here are my plans, real plans, plans to deliver on childcare, plans to deliver on housing, plans to deliver, we're going to experiment, we're going to try things on groceries. That is the Democratic message. When someone stands...
And if that wasn't painfully clear, here is a reporter literally asking her point blank, is this what the Democratic Party should look like? What she says is unbelievable.
All right, that's how I see it.
Progressive social. Is this what the party should look like?
Yes.
Democratic Party moving forward?
You bet.
You bet. She says unflinchingly. You betcha. But dare I do say, she did look a bit puzzled here when asked this question. So who knows if she actually believes that? All right. Because if you ask me, this is not the face of someone who is, very enthusiastic about the future of their party. This is the face of someone who has some genuine concerns, but they don't know how to mask it properly. Speaking of masking things, my goodness, why is Zoran always smiling like this? I don't understand. I thought we were past this phase of fake politicians who are just smiling all the time, very pretentiously. Like, I thought we were done with that. I thought the Trump era moved us past that, and I thought the disaster that was Kamala Harris moved us past that. All right, it is crazy. It's like he's an actor or something. Also, did you guys know that he was an actor? Isn't this crazy? But to his benefit, he did admit in this clip that the only reason he was in the role was because of his mother. So he did give some reflection towards nepotism. All right. So we love the self reflection. Also, check this out. Something new that was interesting. This is now part of the official presidential records. It is President Trump talking about Sydney Sweeney. All right, because apparently Sydney Sweeney is a registered Republican since 2024. All right, and everyone is talking about this, so I figured, you know what, let's go ahead and share it here as well. President Trump shared this morning on Truth Social. He wrote, Sydney Sweeney, a registered Republican, has the hottest ad out there. It's for American Eagle, and the jeans are flying off the shelves. Right? Well, they do say flying of the shelves, so a little bit of a typo there, but I'll continue. Go get him, Sydney. On the other side of the ledger, Jaguar did a stupid and seriously woke advertisement that is a disaster. The CEO just resigned. The company is in turmoil. Shouldn't they have learned a lesson from Bud Light, which went woke and essentially destroyed in a short but very woke campaign the company? The market cap destruction has been unprecedented. Billions of dollars lost. Or just look at the woke singer Taylor Swift. Ever since I alerted the world as to what she has been saying on Truth, that I can't stand her. My goodness. Wow, there you have it. I do love this perspective by Michael Knowles, though. He writes, the shock over Sydney Sweeney's voter registration reminds me that many people aren't familiar with the rule of thumb in Hollywood. If a celebrity doesn't publicize his politics, he's a Republican. All right, we've actually talked about that plenty of times. There's many silent Republicans that I'm thinking about in Hollywood. Right, I think Adam Sandler is one of them. I think The Rock is one of them, and there's a handful of people out there. I actually made a tweet about this. Let me see if I could pull it up right now, live on the air. Celebrities. All right, let's see if I could find it. Oh yeah, check it out. Celebrities, I think, who are secretly supporting Trump: Mark Wahlberg, Adam Sandler, Denzel Washington, Mariah Carey, Jim Carrey, Reese Witherspoon, John Cena, Ben Affleck. See, John Cena to me is such an easy one. Vince Vaughn. Oh my gosh, guys, I said this in. Whoa, guys, I'm like a psychic or something. I wrote this November 5th. All right. But didn't you guys see that picture of Vince Vaughn and Trump? He was at the White House alongside President Trump. Oh, let me see if I could bring up that picture. Okay, there's this video here. Vince Vaughn talking to President Trump. Wow. Okay, but there's an awesome picture of them actually at the Oval Office. Vince Vaughn. I think I'm going to leave this on. I don't think I'm going to make any cuts here because I just think this is awesome. Yep. Look at this. Vince Vaughn, President Trump, White House crashers. All right. We love to see it. All right. I don't want to say that I'm someone who could predict the future, but I am saying that there are many people who are silencing or masking their politics because of wokeness and the woke mob. But I will say this. I do think, given enough time, this list is going to be proven slightly accurate. All right. And now after the last couple months, I would probably change a couple of these. But you know what? I think for the most part, we're pretty rock solid. All right. Anyways, that is the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Secretary Rollins completely crushing it lately, and let me know what you think about Elizabeth Warren crashing out and how you think she's feeling about the future of the Democratic Party. You think she has a lot of confidence in this space? I don't know. You tell me. All right. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And I will see you next time. Made it this far, please consider liking and subscribing. And as always, have a good rest of your day. Episode's over already. Geez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.